What is it about horror games? Why do we willingly place ourselves into a world full of darkness, terror, vulnerability, and helplessness? Well, I'm no psychologist, and this isn't a video about why we love torturing ourselves. This is a video for those of you, like myself, who are dead inside, and the only way we can feel our beating hearts is when we are scared out of our wits. And this is a top 5 list of the best indie horror games to have come out this year. At least ones that I played. Now, before anyone jumps down in the comments screaming about the insane amounts of games that I didn't play or just didn't include, yes, there are a slew of indie horror games that were absolutely phenomenal. But I had to narrow it down. And this is a list of my own opinion, of course. Anyways, like any good top 5, we will start with number 5. My Beautiful Paper Smile is an aesthetically creepy and dark title with all hand-drawn and shaded assets. The game is set in a dystopian society where the ruling king believes happiness is the only emotion his subjects should ever feel or express. And to that end, he has all of the children collected into facilities to be subjected to daily tests, in an attempt to elicit emotions other than happiness. Those who fail these tests are removed and never seen again. The story is dreary, with hints to murder and torture, as you follow the escape of one of these children, also known as the Joyous, who are forever forced to wear a large, smiling mask that can never be removed. The story can play out a little slow at times due to the large openness and emphasis on exploration, yet the maps are quite linear, but the overall dark atmosphere and backstory to the game, as well as the hand-drawn characters, leave everything feeling extremely unsettling. Number 4. We Went Back is a mind-bending, time-warping horror game where you wake to find yourself in an abandoned space station, but you might not actually be alone. The exit door is locked, and you must explore the dynamically changing environment and confront something sinister in order to find your way out. The looping hallways with various changes each go-around help to tell a frightening story of the events that transpired before your waking, and lend to an overall very unsettling experience, where you will never feel quite at ease in any part of the ship. Number 3. Gingo is a 3D horror game set in a dreamlike space, drawing inspiration from East Asian horror, boasting the very interesting mechanic of using a magic sewing needle to stitch parts of the world together in order to solve puzzles. You use your needle to create platforms, open and close doorways, and outsmart monsters that chase you through a well-crafted, surreal environment. This game's unique playstyle, beautiful scenes, and interesting story make it easily one of the most unique and fun games I've played in a long time. Number 2. Tiny Bunny is a non-linear horror visual novel boasting stylish hand-drawn art. It is planned as a 5-episode story, but only the first episode is available as of now. Tiny Bunny tells the story of a young boy named Anton, whose family just moved to an unremarkable village next to the Siberian forest, and is almost immediately forced to witness and participate in a chain of unsettling events. In this sleepy, wintry town, where children have gone missing without a trace, why is it that Anton repeatedly comes across clues, as if seemingly laid out just for him? What is the evil spirit that resides in the forest, and what plans does it have for Anton? This game, though unfinished, has been one of my favorite with its disturbing story, beautifully hand-drawn black and white assets, original and scary soundtrack, and multiple paths to choose that allow for a unique experience for each player. Before I reveal my number 1 choice, here are some close runner-ups that would have made it if I wasn't too lazy to make a top 10 list. Number 1. Locked Up is a first-person psychological thriller that plays out in only 3 rooms of a home, where previously some disturbing events have taken place. The small space is made up by the ever-changing environment that shifts based on items you interact with in each room. The game relies heavily on your own intuition, which means you must examine every inch of each room over and over to reveal the dark story, the causes of insanity, and your role in it all. Be patient. The house will open up to you, and the narrative is told through the environment and objects found within, and your own imagination will determine the idea of the game. Locked Up does a lot with very little, and tells a vague yet scary story that requires you to be immersed in the environment before it reveals itself, leading to lots of intense scares. The game is just vague enough that each person who plays can walk away with a different story that was told to them. Well, that was my picks for top 5 indie horror games that came out so far this year. But I'm curious, what would you have chose to be on this list? What are some of your favorite horror games from this year? Or hell, of all time, because I might be doing a list for that too. Let me know down in the comments below. If you're looking for these games, by the way, I have covered every single one of these, and I'll leave links to those videos in my description as well. While you're down there, why don't you go ahead and jump scare that like button so we can haunt the YouTube algorithm, and this video can be spread around to as many eyes as possible. I mean, it is the only way that you're going to get rid of the curse that's on you now. Oh, and subscribe and turn on notifications. Don't forget to do that too. Thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye!